All right, guys. So we just watched the practice video, and this brings us to the next topic. And our next topic is anchoring the score. So, guys, let's talk a little bit more about anchoring the score. In the previous episodes, we discussed with our hosts how crucial the anchoring of the score is for the judging process during the competition. Now, let's talk about how does it work in street, because I assume that it works a little bit different, especially when it comes to the trick section in this discipline. So who wants to take on that one? Volunteers?
Yeah, I can jump in on this
All right.
one.
I love volunteers.
Yeah, when a contest gets started, like basically all the preparation we did and practice and the judging meetings and to kind of get the consensus and a range of where the judges panel might be. After we get the first couple of full runs or even tricks made to start off that contest series or that contest qualification or semifinals, whatever day it might be, we do what's commonly called anchoring a score. So we'll come to the consensus of where that score range should start for the run that we just saw based off what we predict might happen later in the day. So we have enough room either direction to go up or down to make sure everyone's ranked accordingly. And but by anchoring a score from one of the first, full polls, or even like a midway run where it's like makes a few tricks, misses a few tricks, it's good to have an anchor in that range as well. Then we have a great spot to go up or down for the runs and tricks we're going to see from the other skaters. So it's always good to have like a anchored score to start the contest off, and then we have something to build off of.
Okay. And I would ask, do you, same as in the other disciplines, do you also do multiple times the anchoring score to set the kind of bar and calibrate the opinion of the judging panel on the lower level of performances, the mid and the high, to deliver more accurate scores?
Yes, of course. It's always good to have multiple anchored scores in there.
Okay.
Which is why practice is so crucial. Because, watching practice is so crucial because, you're limiting the amount of surprises and you're staying within that time a lot of time for how quickly we have to submit scores. And yeah, it's just we work on benchmarks and which is also anchoring the score. So yeah, it does. We're leaving room for the progression that we know is going to happen as the contest goes on throughout the day. So there are many different points, especially having skateboarding common sense and knowing the skating that is more than likely gonna happen when you're judging. So it's yeah.
Okay. I would also ask you guys, like, because from my personal experience at some events, you have always, I would call it these zones or zones of a level of skating. And each zone has a number of skaters in it, right? And of course, the best zone, that's just very few guys that are easy to spot, but very important to rank correctly. But I always feel that the most emotional parts are in the middle or towards the end, where the numbers of skaters are larger, and the kind of the importance of being ranked correctly raises with especially closer you get to the cutting line, to the spot where people advance to the next round. And correct me if I'm wrong, having anchored scores and being able, thanks to them, to slot and rank the skateboarders fairly and accordingly, that's the part, right? That's why we anchor the score and follow them throughout the event.
Correct. Every score that we give out is equally important as every performance from every skater is. It's not just the top handful scores are the most important. They're all equally important, from all the way from first place all the way down to last place. And we want to get every single ranking correct the whole way through.
Okay, so that means also for all our viewers and the aspiring judges in this course that they have to look back throughout the event to those anchored scores, right?
Yeah.
It's just not like, hey, we are in the first heat, let's anchor those scores and then they are all forgotten. No, these are the benchmarks. These are the calibration moments for the judging panel to look and compare all the following performances of that day, right?
Mhm. It's all your reference. It's your referencing content, and and we recalibrate all the time.
It's
And
great that
we
you
always
said it.
compare runs to other runs that are like the same range, just to make sure that they are scored like the right way. And if we use decimals just to make a slight difference between like each runs, since we compare them. If one deserves a little bit better, then we use the decimals to make a difference.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to say, guys, and it's glad that you kind of touched it. The anchoring the score helps to prevent the situations when, let's say, there is a long day. And in the first heat, you score someone certain amount of points. Later on that day, let's say 8th heat of the day, someone skates quite similar, but the scores completely don't match each other. It's like, because that happens, judges either shoots too high in the beginning, or the more they get tired, the fatigue of the day takes its toll, they score lower. Or, you know, after seeing 100+ skaters in the day, really hard to keep track.
A good judging panel that's done their homework and done their preparation should be able to reference those earlier scores and make sure they're in a good range of scoring in the later heats.
And stay focused till the end of the event, of the day, of the long day even.
All right, guys, thank you very much. So anchoring the score and keeping the back throughout the whole day. Cross-references, getting back to those anchored score helps to deliver more accurate and fair results. Please, all viewers, keep this in mind. Make very good note about anchored scores. They are one of the crucial parts of fair judging.